Hey everyone, welcome back to Kipco Family Homestead. I wanted to do a little introduction because it's been a while since I've done one. And if you're new here, I just want to say welcome. And thank you to everyone who's been following along. I truly love this community and I love making YouTube videos, and I hope you enjoy every one of them. So a little bit about me and my channel. I created this channel to inspire mothers and homemakers. Every week I share a new video and I just share about my lifestyle. I love this lifestyle and I try to inspire others who watch my channel. My whole goal is to motivate you, encourage you, or inspire you. I share how our family homeschools, how we live daily life, how I homemake on a daily basis. I share a lot of recipes, homemaking tips, and homeschool tips. I also love gardening and sourdough. And a big goal me and my husband have is to eventually live on a homestead and have some animals and a bigger garden and just be as self-sustained as we could possibly be. My husband and I have been married for 14 years, and together we have 4 children that we homeschool on this little mini homestead in the suburbs. We live kind of like in a rural suburb area, so it is out in the country, but it is still in a neighborhood. And eventually our goal is to move out of a neighborhood, have acreage, and live off of our own land. I started this YouTube channel and also a blog over at kipcofamilyhomestead.com, and my whole goal is to inspire women, wives, and mothers to be loving and joyful homemakers for their families. We live in a world where stay-at-home mothers and homemakers are looked down upon, and I'm here to say that I believe there isn't anything more important that you could be doing than loving your husband, your children, and your home. I truly believe there's great joy and pride in that, and God has made us the keepers of our homes, and I hope with this channel that I can encourage and inspire others to create beautiful daily life for their families. Being a homemaker, one of the privileges that we get is creating beauty for our families. It could be boring and not joyful and not fun, but we have the power to transform all of that, to make life magical and beautiful and cozy and warm and pleasing and just a beautiful and wonderful environment for our families to dwell in. And as homemakers, there's no one else that can do that for our homes except for us. And I think this is a huge privilege and a huge honor. Hearing the world telling homemakers and mothers that our work doesn't matter and that we should be out there doing something better, chasing a career and doing more important things. But I don't see what could be more important than loving your home, the home that God gave you, the husband and the children that the Lord gave you. There's a saying by Mother Teresa: if you want to change the world, go home and love your family. And I love that saying. It's so true, because being a mother and a homemaker, you're at home taking care of your kids and you're actually raising the future generation. They are going to be the ones coming out, shaping society, making choices for their communities. And what could be more important than pouring everything you have into these little souls that you're raising them to be godly, raising them to be wise, raising them to be responsible, good decision makers. So that's another big thing that inspired me to start this channel, and I'm so happy you're here, and I hope that you are able to find that encouragement and motivation and inspiration every time you watch one of my videos. This morning for breakfast, I'm working on some blueberry muffins. I love these blueberry muffins because they have a very delicate texture and the flavor is really, really good. What really brings out the flavor in these blueberry muffins, I would say, is the yogurt and the vanilla. They just go really well together.
Hold it up. We need 3/4 cups. Perfect. Hold on one moment.
One thing that I absolutely love about homeschooling is that it allows us to have all these wonderful moments together. I sometimes picture life, what it would be like if we sent the kids to school, and it makes me really sad thinking about all these moments that would have been lost. All these mornings making breakfast together.
Scoop everything out. See, there you go. Is that easy?
Why I was like, do I use the spoon or something? Because it was in there and the yogurt was in the
Oh, yeah. See? All right, now we're going to mix. Hold on, just move it. Set it right there. I'll let you know. Just a moment. Put it down for
1
you.
and 2?
1 and 2.
If you've watched any of my other videos, you would probably notice that I often take out this recipe book where I have a bunch of my recipes handwritten, recipes that I just collected over the years from random places, and a lot of them are recipes that my mom taught me, and I've handwritten many favorite recipes, not all but a lot, and I plan to continue adding in more handwritten recipes. And one day I plan to hand it on to my oldest daughter. She's really excited that she gets to inherit that recipe book written by me. This was just a random idea that came to mind. First of all, I thought it would be nice to have hard copies and handwritten recipes. There's just something really special about that. But also, it's a really cool, kind of like a family tradition, or almost like an heirloom, I guess you could call it. But I'm really into creating and upkeeping traditions, family traditions, and making special things that are unique to your family. And so I've been really thinking about that over the years, and I've been trying to make little things here and there in the family that would be really special for the kids when they grow up, either to something to keep or just memories and traditions to pass on to their children.
There's 4.
I'm going to mix them.
Let's see it.
So look, we're going to go with this.
I think I need a little more.
Also, just wanted to mention that while my website at capecofamilyhomestead.com is fairly new, I just started it this past November. I've been slowly working on uploading favorite recipes on there, but eventually it'll be all filled up and I'll have all of my favorite recipes up there to share with you. There are already a handful of recipes for you to look up and enjoy, but I am working on that, and I'm working on filling it up and adding more and more recipes. Lately, even though it's technically still winter, I have been just really craving iced coffees every morning. My friend tells me it's my body's way of saying, okay, winter, it's time to go. I want spring now. My husband and I actually stopped buying coffee at coffee shops a while ago. Not only does this save money every month, but also it just came to a point where we kept getting disappointed with our coffees. It just didn't taste the way that we like it. So we're like, well, why aren't we making coffee at home? We have a coffee machine, and we've been doing that and really enjoying our homemade coffees. Here I just made a shot of espresso, and before I added it over the ice, I put in honey, got it all mixed in there. Once the honey melts, you just pour it over the ice, and then I added in half and half, but a lot of times I'll just do raw milk or cream, whatever you prefer. But either way, it turns out really good, and it's just a very good honey latte that would have cost me like $7 at a coffee shop. As usual, the blueberry muffins turned out great, and we're about to go have them for breakfast with the kids. And for a side, I made sausages, and it goes really nicely together. It's a mixture of sweet and savory if you're into that. This is a great mix. After breakfast, we went to do our homeschooling, and after that, I'm just down here working on some sourdough dinner rolls. To be honest, it is my first time making sourdough dinner rolls, and I ended up combining several different recipes. I just picked and chose what I liked. I don't know why I was so intimidated by sourdough dinner rolls. I put it off for a while. I didn't want to try for some reason, thinking that I'm going to mess them up. And at first, when I saw that the dough did not rise very well, it kind of looked the same in the morning as when I left it overnight. I got worried and I was like, oh great, that means they're not going to turn out. But actually, even though the dough did not seem to rise at all, even though it fermented on the countertop in room temperature for about 12 hours, it still turned out really great. Here I'm shaping the dough into each individual dinner roll. I'm making 12 rolls. Now I'm covering the rolls up with a tea towel to allow for a second rise for a few hours before I actually bake them. January was a month where I kind of spent this month slowly transitioning from winter decor into more Valentine's / spring decor. I sure do love my candles. I feel like candles just make everything 100 times more cozy, more inviting and warm. And I am constantly putting out fresh candles because we do use them a lot. I love lighting them up for dinner, even for breakfast, like on dark winter days. So the sourdough dinner rolls really did surprise me. They ended up rising just fine in the oven. They turned out fluffy, and I can't even describe how good the taste is. Thank you so much for watching this video. I truly hope you enjoyed it. And if you're not already, please consider subscribing. And don't forget to hit the bell so that you're notified every time I post a new video. Thank you so much for following along.